so much stuff. Oh, hi, I'm Sophia Grace. You kind of just caught me here just sorting through some old boxes, just pieces of my life, things I've carried from one chapter into another. Old photographs, letters, clothes that no longer fit, just versions of myself that I outgrew a long time ago. Take a look at this though. I found it in one of the boxes. Isn't it beautiful? It's a Venetian carnival mask. I spent a lot of my childhood in Italy, near to Venice. I learned the language, walked those Venetian streets, fell in love with the culture. I always dreamed of going to the Venice Carnival, and I imagined myself walking the streets, masked, anonymous, free. What I didn't realise back then, though, was that I was already wearing a mask. Just not this kind. Not one chosen for beauty or celebration, but rather one painstakingly crafted day after day to belong, to fit in, to survive. My story, a different way of seeing, begins the moment that mask no longer fits. It begins when my daughter is identified as neurodivergent, and in learning to understand her, I begin recognising myself. What follows is the unravelling of a lifetime spent trying to become someone I was never meant to be, and the slow embodied remembering of who I had been all along. At first, I thought I was writing a memoir about late identified neurodivergence, but somewhere along the way, the story quietly became something much bigger. What begins as one mother's search to understand her daughter becomes an invitation to understand herself. And then another question begins to emerge. What changes when we begin seeing ourselves and one another through a different lens? As I began understanding my daughter's neurodivergence, the way I saw her became the way I learned to see myself, and that changed everything. Because we don't change simply because we receive a diagnosis. We change because we begin to understand. And understanding changes the way we see ourselves, one another, and perhaps life itself with greater compassion. What if we were never wrong, never too much, never not enough, just only misunderstood and unseen for who we truly are? My name is Sophia Grace, and I'd be deeply honoured to bring to Hay House my story. A different way of seeing how one mother's search to understand her daughter's neurodivergence became her own awakening, and an invitation for us all to see differently, to understand more deeply, to belong more fully, and to remember who we have always been. Because beneath every mask, siamo sempre stati qui. Grazie per essere qui.